up, everybody? Welcome back. It's the galaxy far, far away, but we're coming straight to you on your laptop, on your computer, on your cell phone, on your freaking watch. If you don't want to watch stuff like that, that's weird. But hey, we're everywhere. We're on your flat screen. We're all over the place. It's the Fandom Frequency Network, y'all. We break down everything in the world of pop culture, everything in between, in the crevices and all that, man. So make sure you click that big old subscribe button right there below your screen. Click those buttons, the like, all that good stuff. You know it's going to help the channel immensely, and we're getting that growth, man. There's been a lot of great engagement with a lot of the supporters lately, man. We're growing slowly but surely every single day, every single week, man. So it's been fantastic seeing the great response from you beautiful people out there. So we're gonna keep all this great content rolling for you guys. We got so many great plans and so many fun ideas for the next few months to round out this year of 2022, y'all. So make sure you stay tuned. Don't sleep on any of that goodness, man. But y'all know the reason why we're here, man. It's time to get to the official business. The reason why you clicked the video, man. We're talking about Star Wars' latest series, the first 3 episodes of Andor, man. We're back up in this thing, man. Andor Season 1, we're going to get 2 seasons of this thing, and we're going from it's a prequel to a prequel, and we're starting from the beginning of Andor's journey, from him as a child into his early starts in the rebellion, and how he gets pulled into the whole big ordeal, if you will, and how he ends up where he is in Rogue One. But just going to go off our general thoughts here, man. I want to hear from you first, my friend. What did you think about this premiere of the first 3 episodes of Andor? We had a lot of anticipation, dog.
We did. We actually did. It was very great. I actually was surprised with the quality of like the storytelling and like how like the character development kind of built up over time. It is for sure a slow build up. Like that's something that we kind of like, I felt like within the first 2 episodes, I was like, well, actually the first episode, I'm like, all right, this is for sure going to be like a slow build up. There's a reason why they released 3. And we pretty much had that for within like episode 2, we started to get it build up a lot more. In episode 3, we get towards like that hilltop side for the premiere. And then that's when everything started going off pretty much towards the end, towards like the middle, towards the end of the episode. So it's nice to see. It's a different pace compared to what we had in the past with the Star Wars projects and everything.
Most definitely, man.
For sure, it feels like it's a different universe, but at the same time, it's the same. It's like it's taking place throughout, like during the Empire's like at the highest peak and stuff like that. So
you took the words right out of my mouth, man. That's the number one thing. I love that it's Star Wars, but it doesn't necessarily seem like it's obviously Star Wars. Like if you didn't look at the title, you wouldn't even know.
Yeah, if you just take out the Star Wars branding on top of it, it just says Andor, you'll be like, okay, so this is like for sure some
sci-fi series, some Blade Runner-esque type cyberpunk 2077 deal. So yeah, man, I totally love that aspect of it too, man.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, man. I guess getting into my overall general thoughts as well, man. I absolutely dug the hell out of this premiere, man. I gotta say, I damn near loved it. It was fucking awesome, man. I really dug that first premiere episode of how we really just hit the ground running with the whole conflict of kind of what's kind of putting Andor on the run and kind of putting him on his toes and kind of getting that day-to-day of what the character's going through and what his life is like at that time before he gets mixed up in the rebellion and all that good jazz. But I love the maturity of this show. I love the tone and the gritty atmosphere, man. Like all that atmosphere at the very beginning sequence with Andor walking through that bridge in the rain into that Cyberpunk 2077 bar over there. I absolutely love that vibe. I totally got some film noir vibes with him asking questions over here like a detective or some shit. Over here trying to figure out what's going on with Canary and all that stuff and claiming he's looking for his sister and whatnot, looking for that relative. I love the way that they set up the vibe of this series and the choices that he has to make just from Jump Street. Very reminiscent to how they started things off in Rogue One, man. And I really dig that. And like we were discussing off camera right before we went live, man, and started recording this thing, Star Wars is definitely in a little bit of a stagnant place in the sense of they definitely need to start developing more unique projects and do some different tones and some different styles with the overall Star Wars universe and with the Star Wars galaxy, and move in some different bolder directions and take a step back away from the Skywalkers and things of that nature. Not Jedis. I definitely push back against that idea. I'm not against Force-sensitive content in Star Wars. I just want to get new, fresh Jedis or Sith from different periods in time, High Republic, the future, anything. I want to get more new Jedis and Sith and things in that regard. But I just want to step away from the Skywalkers and get into some more different corners of the Star Wars universe, because the potential is literally endless between the unknown regions and everything like that. So
Yeah,
that
no,
is
totally
the
agree.
biggest thing. Yeah, for sure, man. And that's the thing about this show that is so exciting and so refreshing from the opening shots, the opening sequence of this goddamn show, man. It's just great stuff. And I will say that slower pace definitely got to me a little bit more in the second episode.
Oh,
A
you felt
bit
that during the
more,
second?
yeah, just a bit more in that second half of the episode. I think they could have truncated it a bit, maybe, and just slotted it in with the first episode and made it one longer episode, and then maybe made episode 2. Just kept it. Episode 3 could have been the second episode at around that 30 to 40 minute length. So
Right,
that's just
right.
me personally, just for the pacing of it. But overall, the story that they're telling and what they're building up is really hella interesting, and really getting a sense of the desperation and just the day-to-day shit that Andor and the people around him have to go through just to make a living, and just the scoundrel nature of the character of Andor. I'm really enjoying, man. He's like a less likable, more down and dirty version of Han Solo. You know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of get that vibe from him in
Yeah.
these early episodes.
He definitely has that charisma there. He has that negotiation already there too. Like I forgot the character's name, but she mentioned that you won't be able to talk Bix, like you won't be able to talk
Yeah.
yourself out of like every situation. Eventually, you're going to be caught up in a scenario where you can't talk yourself out of.
Most
And
definitely, man.
Yeah,
Han Solo
and
learned the hard way with the carbonite, man. So
yeah. So that's why I thought that was pretty neat overall. Like how you mentioned, like the beginning, like with the two characters that he came across,
yeah,
those
those two
officers.
Imperial security dudes. I can't remember the official name, but I'll pull that for the next one.
Yeah,
But
those
yeah,
two
those
officers.
guys.
Yeah, like
Shaking
I was
him down.
Yeah, trying to shake him down. I was surprised with like that sequence there, like him killing him when he headbutt one of the officers there, and I'm like, oh wait, he probably like how the fuck he died. I'm like, oh, he probably hit him in the nose.
Yeah.
And then they strapped his fuck. He just died
Yep.
from there, and I was surprised he even shot the other one too. I was like, oh, he might let him live. I'm right there within a couple instances. You just see like that close up scene
face.
going out to Andor's face with him pointing the gun, pulled it, shot him right in the face.
Love it, man. It's that gritty vibe, man.
Yeah.
It's that realness, man. Just the rawness of Andor, man. It's felt in that scene, man. And I think that carries over from Rogue One so well. So I love the way that we get a little bit of a softer Andor that was trying to get away from the situation. So he definitely was provoked. So I like that he kind of had to defend himself more so as how he got himself into the situation to begin with. He wasn't necessarily looking to kill anybody in the situation. Where
No.
in Rogue One, you see, he technically could have let the guy go, but due to the ruthlessness of what's going on and how desperate they are to get these plans for the Death Star and really get a leg up on the Empire at that point, he's just all in it and says, fuck it, anything for the cause, you know? So I like how you get that separation between where Andor ends up and where we meet him then in this 5-year time gap in for this series. And that's where we're starting off right here. So I love how they played that in with the characters, man. And like you said, with that shot, it's just such a great shot, man. That's like poster worthy right there, yo.
For sure. Like that's how like I knew that it was gonna be something that can hook me into it. Like I did have a feeling it was gonna be more of a slow burn of a story built up, and I don't mind it as long as there is some development there. Like
Yes,
we got some.
yeah, I'll take that when it builds to something, and I'm not like, okay, if I'm bored for episodes on end, then I'm like, okay, what the fuck? But yeah, one slow episode that builds to a fucking dynamite third episode like this series does. Fuck yeah, you got me in, man. Because there's some other stuff sometimes where I feel like they're not quite hammering in those certain, getting to the characters and getting into a little more under the hood, man, and getting into the more nuance. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool to see that really playing through here, man. And it's all about the nuance. You know, that's what I love with this series so far, and hopefully that continues for all the rest of the 9 episodes here.
Yeah, and that's what I'm really hoping for too. I could see it like maybe like an episode might be slow for a week, and then I can see it. Hopefully, that's when it kind of pays off. But I can also see like that, like the opposite side of it. It could still be like more of a slow burn. But I have a feeling that it's gonna be kind of more that well built up story for this series so far. But that's what something's gonna be exciting for Wednesdays now to see if that's what they're gonna be going for, or what kind of tone they're going to be approaching. Are they going to keep it what we've seen, or if they're going to kind of like make it dark, more of that tone, a little bit darker, grittier, or is it going to be a little bit more lighter? I feel like it might be like the same point. Maybe at one point it might be darker or grittier towards
That's what
like,
I feel too.
the later episodes.
I'm hoping so.
Yeah, and then like you see his like you see pretty much within like the first three like not only three the first well pretty much the first three episodes you'll see it maybe even later on with him being him being a child with the spaceship crashing and stuff like that when
Yeah.
with him and his people, and then like how he was pretty much adopted by like the end of episode 3, and
Oh
then
yeah,
you
by
just see
Fiona
him,
Shaw's character.
yeah, and then like him kind of being going with her and growing up and being the way
Marva,
who
yeah.
he is now. Yeah, yeah. So that's why it's gonna be interesting to see if we're gonna see more flashbacks episodes with him being a
Andor
kid, with
leading up
Andor
to
being
it.
a kid. Yeah, or are we just going to see it only at that portion? But I feel like we might see some more flashbacks, him dealing more mainly with probably most likely the Empire, and we might get something, maybe some appearances as well, because we
Anything's
don't
possible. Yeah.
because we don't really know. Well, we know at this point in time the Empire is at its highest because they mentioned already that in episode 3. Like they're like pretty much arrogant throughout the whole thing. They don't really think anybody's gonna be in their way of
Yep. They
any
think it's
sort.
impossible for someone like Andor to sneak in there, act like
Yeah,
they belong, and grab some shit and bounce.
yeah, and that's how they kind of started off with the first episode, right? It's like that.
Yep.
It was like a device that I forgot what it was called.
Yeah, I can't remember the name either.
Yeah, but it was like something that they were kind of like they were like untraceable, pretty much, right? Or they were
Yep.
undetectable, and I think that's what mainly the guy that came in episode 3, his actor Luthen.
Oh yeah, Luthen played by Stellan Skarsgård. Yeah,
Yeah,
great
like
actor
that.
by the way.
Yeah, and then like Luthen in episode 3, he kind of like mentioned like he was there for that, but also he's mainly there for
He's
Andor.
there for Andor, man, trying to recruit some peeps for the freaking cause, man. Trying to start the rebellion before they had a name, man. Trademarking pending.
Right at that point in time, yeah. So it's cool. For me, I'm gonna thoroughly enjoy like the build up of the rebellion, because like
Hell yeah.
Andor, like he plays a huge part of how the
Apparently so.
Empire
He's an
like
early
crumbles
on
down.
recruit. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like I mean, we seen it in Rogue One. If it wasn't for his squad being down there and escorting the plans to safety to Leia, for them to actually stand a chance to fight against the Empire, they'll still be conquered by the Empire to this day, pretty much. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how the recruitment process is gonna be, how they're gonna slither their ways in between the cracks of the Empire's pretty much structure, and try to like find a ways to just deconstruct the whole masterminds or the master pretty much
Yeah.
controllers of throughout the universe.
Cause that was one thing I love about Luthen and Andor's conversation. Him and Cassian near the end of episode 3 when they're about to deal with those guys when they're doing that trade or whatever, when they're gonna do that deal, and he's like, "Well, all you have to do is just put some suits on and act like you belong, and you're good to go, bro." And I love how they go with that classic Star Wars trope, but they actually make a lot of sense and kind of like ground it in a way where I'm like, yeah, that does kind of make sense. They would be arrogant and not really paying attention, and a lot of the guys working for them aren't necessarily top. They're not agents, they're not Jedis. They're not necessarily like super competent people just because they hold a blaster and they're in a stormtrooper helmet or
Yeah.
something like that, or they got an Imperial getup. They could be dumbasses. We got plenty dumbasses working in plenty of important jobs today. Y'all know out there, y'all know the deal. Dumb
Yeah.
teachers, dumb cops, dumb whatever. So you got dumb people all over the place. So I think the galaxy far, far away has some dumbasses in it, right?
Yeah, they're for sure.
Jar Jar, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my
They're out
god,
there.
Dude, I still believe Jar Jar is gonna be the person behind the whole Order 66 masquerade. He was the one behind
Misa
Palpatine.
execute Order 66.
I still believe that, man. It's somewhere in the freaking lines. You've seen him in episode 1, how his master plan going into place, and all throughout the prequels. He's a mastermind. You can
When
never leave
Misa
him out.
left, I but the learner. Now I am the
I
master.
am the master. That's we don't know. We might see him coming up in
Double-bladed
this one.
lightsaber that spins.
Oh my god,
We're
dude.
writing scripts, y'all.
We're
pitching
getting
it.
there. It's already better than the sequel, so I'm just kidding.
Binks. Star Wars story.
Oh my god.
It's coming, y'all. Disney Plus 2024.
Yeah, dude.
It's coming, man. I can't wait. And his cameo in this series is quite.
It's gonna be out of this freaking world, bro.
Oh my god, dude. That'd be like, I think the internet would light up on fire. Like everyone's phones and computers would just light up on fire. Like,
I
What
remember
the fuck?
there was a time where like you just see nothing but theories of Jar Jar Binks being the ultimate Sith Lord, pretty much.
It's
I was
so
like, dude,
stupid.
I'm like, okay, I loved it, but it was so dumb
I
too. I
heard
was like,
rumors that Lucas had originally planned that, but
yeah, he was
he
originally gonna
ditched the
be.
idea because fans hated him so much. But I mean, if that was really the original plan, that's really bad. Just saying. I mean, come on, man. What? No, let's not go there. But anyways, let's get back on track here. But yeah,
Yeah.
man. And when it comes to the actors and the cast as well, man, you got a lot of great actors in here, as we mentioned before. Adria Arjona playing Bix Colleen here, and she's done a lot of really good movies, man. More like in like side supporting roles and stuff. Like she was in Morbius recently, but I haven't seen that shit pile.
Oh,
Apparently,
I haven't seen
she
that
was in
either.
Six Underground for Michael Bay back in 2019 before the world went to cuckoo bananas. She was in Triple Frontier with like hella good actors: Oscar Isaac, Ben Affleck, Charlie Hunnam, Pedro Pascal. So that was a good one. Belko Experiment, written by James Gunn, man. Yeah, she got a pretty good resume, yo. So
Pretty good.
it's
Except
pretty
the
cool seeing
Morbius.
her. Except Morbius, yeah. But you know, everyone, most people got a stinker somewhere.
Yeah.
She did True Detective and stuff like that, so she got a pretty good one, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's cool seeing her jump up in here because I just watched Belko Experiment a couple weeks ago, coincidentally. So I was like, oh shit, hey, what do you know? I didn't know she was in Andor to the last trailer. So I was like, ah shit,
Damn.
there you go. But she was really cool in this thing, and I liked her whole dynamic with Cassian Andor and the whole friendship and kinship you can feel there, and the whole way that they work back and forth to try to help him get stuff that he can score, so he can try to get the hell out of there, which she can understand greatly, obviously. And I like the way that she tied into the series and the whole thing that she has to go through, seeing her man get shot up right in front of her after she gets beat the hell up by that freaking Imperial douchebag. That was tragic, man. I was like, damn, girl, that sucks.
Yeah. But it's kind of deserved on the guy's part though, because he was the guy that sold out Andor pretty much and let
Yeah, I know.
everybody
I was like,
be
that
over
guy's
there.
a snitch, bro. Snitches
I
get stitches or they get blasters, homie.
Yeah,
That's what
and
happens.
And I was like so glad. I'm like, run! I hope you freaking run so you can get blasted on. Like,
Run
run
towards them, you dumbass.
Yeah, because like if it wasn't for him, he was getting all like suspicious between
That's
freaking
true.
Andor and freaking Bix,
thinking he's trying to take her girl when really he's trying to get the hell out of there.
Yeah, like mind your own damn fucking business, dude.
Exactly.
Like, it's just, but I could kind of see it there. But like, you're really gonna tattletale? You're gonna be that guy? You're gonna be that?
Yeah, man.
fucking
I literally yelled
drunk
at
of
the
a
TV. I
mess?
was like, "What a bitch!"
Yeah, like, but it has to happen. It escalated for Andor to get him out of that planet, and that's gonna be cool to see what the
Hell
episode's
yeah,
gonna lead
man!
up
And the
to.
whole way that they like the whole once Luthen and Andor team up together so we can actually join the rebellion, if you will, and then they're gonna go off and stuff. The way that he's always blowing up shit, dude. Like it's so funny. Like they totally like bait and switch him with the speeder that goes out where they think they shot him up and blew it up and everything like that, but then they go off on the other bike, on the other like Return of the Jedi type speeder, and they dip out of there, man, and they make their escape. I was like, that was fantastic, man. That's some classic Star Wars shit, man. And I gotta say, the visuals on this show are fucking awesome. Just like Rogue One, if not better. This is visually the dopest looking series so far. And I thought Mandalorian was a high bar to climb and beat. So kudos to the creative team that did the set design and all that, because this is mostly shot on location. And anything they use the volume for, that new technology, you can't even tell, man. This looks so lived in and so realistic. And that's that classic OT vibe, man. The original trilogy that we all know and love. And they did that so well in Rogue One. And I love that they carried that over here and had such great attention to detail, man. That's literally one of my favorite aspects of this show, hands down. Regardless of what happens in the episodes, I just love that aesthetic and that vibe being in Star Wars, man.
Yeah, and I totally agree. That's what I like, that whole atmosphere too. Even with that like little the guy with the hammer, I always like that little touch too. Pretty much.
Oh yeah,
him,
with
like,
the wake up thing.
Yeah, the wake up and then like the close for pretty much closing down for the day. I'm like, all right, that's a cool little touch.
How much do you think he gets paid now? 30
30
credits an hour.
I mean, if he's able to do that every time, I mean, shoot, it's probably something decent.
He was getting ready too, bro. He was stretching his shit. He's like, all right, let me go.
But the officers, that's another thing too.
Yeah,
like going
man.
back
I
from
like
episode
that
1
new
to 3.
thing.
Like, because like they are technically like still the officers of their sector, right? They're not the empire.
Yeah, they're not like big Imperials that can go all over and shit. They only have jurisdiction in a very small area. They're kind of like beat cops, really. kind of in the Star
Yeah.
Wars universe. It kind of seems like.
And like the old man, I know he was only there for one episode. I forgot his name, but he was
Oh
pretty
yeah,
much.
the main general or whatever, the guy in charge that wasn't listening to what's his name? I have it written down right here. Hold on a second.
Oh, that young
Cyril. Yeah,
Cyril.
yeah. When he was talking to his superior there.
Yeah, when he had to go out to the Empire, if I could remember from this morning, that he had to give them like pretty much like the numbers of the crime rates and
Yep.
stuff like that. And if they reach a certain one, I believe that they'll send the Empire over there with
Yep.
their crew, pretty much, right? And they're trying to
Exactly.
like keep that away. So that's an interesting aspect as well.
That you know they're gonna build to by the end of this thing. You know what I'm saying? They don't set that up
Yeah.
for no reason.
Yeah, and that's why I think that's what leads into what was his name again that you mentioned, the young officer's name, the
Cyril.
Cyril. I think
Yeah.
that's why he was like he was very pretty much that goody two shoe wants to follow by the law.
Yeah,
'Cause
but
he was the
and you feel
one
where he's
that
coming from because his comrades were shot down and seemingly in his eyes in cold blood, which
Yeah.
sort of not really. One guy kind of, but
Yeah.
it's like he don't know the circumstance, but he's on that ass. He's like, I want to find the man responsible. And once the general gets out of there, he's like, all right, stop playing Galaga over there and let's get on it.
and I feel like this is kind of his first time of him being in charge because
Yeah, for
for
sure. You
him,
can tell.
like for him with Sergeant Kostic, the guy who was like who was pretty much leading the team to
I think
find
it was Caustic,
Andor.
but
Caustic?
we'll go with Caustic.
Caustic.
Why not?
Yeah, like
I don't
Caustic
know.
or Caustic. We'll say Caustic. It seems
Caustic,
Caustic.
yeah, I like it
Caustic
better.
will be better. Sounds better.
Easier to say, yeah.
Yeah, Caustic is like the one that he kind of. I feel like Caustic already knows that that the guys already knew to leading something like this. Like,
Right.
You said what was his name? Cercio, or
Who?
the
Cyril?
Cyril. I always forget his name. I gotta put it down to the side.
Sergio.
Yeah, Sergio. Yeah, it was Cyril because like Cyril, he was asking for advice. Like, should I go with you for this heist? And then that's when
Right.
that's when Kostic was pretty much saying like, yeah, it's great to build morale. So you know that he's gonna be the new guy within like pretty much in the front lines or
Yep.
in
Maybe
that
one of the main
position.
antagonists of the season right here, man. For sure.
And he's gonna build up to it because you kind of get that glimpse of him like towards episode 3 when he got faked out and
Yeah.
Andor and Luthen already was escaping from the back
He's
on
all
the speeder
defeated,
bike.
bro. He's like,
Yeah, and he was just pissed. And then I think what also got him even further more frustrated is that Andor caught him like point blank. Like he had pretty much got
Yup.
the gun to the head, and
Yeah, I love
getting
that scene.
He was getting ready to kill. Andor was getting ready to kill him, but that's when Luthen said like, "No, we just tie him up. We'll leave him off to the side, pretty much, and then we'll figure out."
Oh,
our
I thought
getaway
Luthen
plan from
said,
there."
"Go ahead and kill him," and then I thought Andor decided not to kill him.
No, I think it was like Luthen wanted to say like, pretty much.
Oh, maybe
said,
I
like,
misheard him.
Yeah, it could have been easy vice versa, but it's
I'll
like,
rewatch it soon and check it out. We'll get
Yeah.
back to you on the next recap, y'all. We'll get to the bottom of this.
But regardless, like they decided to leave him there. But I think it led him. The new officer pretty much is there to kind of reflect like his like defeats, pretty much in the sense of him being on that big mission and him kind of failing because like his whole squad wasn't like even for the speech that he was going to try to give. For throughout his whole team, it fell flat. Everybody was not impressed at all.
Wait, yawn.
Yeah, it was pretty much like that. And the Kostic, he was just like kind of clapping. He was like, "Yeah, did great
Yeah.
job. Yeah, great job, buddy. You did a great one, even though you felt flat."
Yawn.
So it's kind of interesting to see that character kind of really, kind of like have that development and have that. Kind of have that like that chase for Andor, try to really bringing him up to the justice and things like that. Which obviously we know that he's not gonna get caught at all.
Oh,
because he
nah.
gets his-
You know he's gonna slip away, man. You know the hero's got to get away.
yeah, because he's gonna die later on. We need him
Yep.
to die later on.
He
But-
can't die yet. He ain't gonna get got yet. But
No.
sooner or later.
But a lot of the characters so far, it's cool. I liked with Andor, and who was the lady's name who ended up taking him under her wing? It was
Fiona Shaw's character, which I believe is Marvana. No, Marva. There you go. Marva.
Marva.
Marva. Marva. played by the great Fiona Shaw, which I'm also watching on another TV show called Killing Eve that I will be doing on the channel soon. But
Oh
yeah,
man.
it's a good thriller series, man. You should definitely check it out. That's the one with Jodie Comer I was telling you about, the one that got her
Oh.
super famous and stuff. So
Okay. Okay.
yeah,
Yes.
where she could do like 30 different languages in the same freaking like season flawlessly. Even within the
Yeah.
same scene, she can go to like 5 different languages. It's crazy.
So
Anyway,
it seemed like yeah, I can't see between Marva and Andor like growing pretty much like you already know like Marva already's gonna have that acceptance of Andor pretty much leaving the nest in a sense ever since he took Andor under his wings, pretty much taught him like a new language, pretty much growing up and then seeing him like departing from I guess the nest away from like our
right.
planet and then pretty sure knowing that she already knows that Andor is not going to be coming back because he has his own
Mm-hmm.
destiny to be setting off. So it was cool. They kind of had that reflecting back throughout episode 1 and 2, and even towards the end of episode 3 when Andor starts reflecting a lot back towards
Yeah, and his
him.
childhood and everything, and those and all the crazy things that went down right there, and how he got separated from his family to begin with, and all that,
Hmm.
and how Marva found him and kind of took him in and everything like that, and they got him out of there.
Yeah, and now it's going to be the same premise, but now it's not. He's leaving Marva to go
Mm-hmm.
off with to go off with
Go
Luthen
off with
and
Luthen, yep, and
to go
join the rebellion.
yeah, and start forming that. So that's gonna be cool. I wonder exactly at what point in time is this gonna because like I think I remember seeing scenes of I forgot what pretty much like with the clone troopers I think and stuff like that. I don't know
Oh
like how,
yeah,
I don't know if it's gonna be like during the time period where like the empire is gonna like, wipe out the clones pretty much and stuff like that. Because there is like a history within like that's how like the clones kind of died off in that sense. Like
uh,
the stormtroopers were kind of like the
right, yeah, they're all
more of the
gone,
improved and like then they're wiping out all the clone troopers from there and like replace them fully with stormtroopers. Because I think at that point,
which inevitably ended up being a bad decision.
yeah, yeah, because like I think if you left it with the clones, I think Luke wouldn't have made it out of the Death Star at all because freaking the clone troopers wiped out pretty much all like majority of the Jedi.
Yeah,
But
for real.
I think if I can remember correctly, I think they were like starting to decline in performance. I believe if I could remember because I remember reading
Yeah, I
something
think
like
it was
that
like a
way a
thing
while
like that.
back,
Yeah.
and then
And
that's
then the
when
programming, if it like malfunctioned, then they would go against the grain and stuff like that. So they figured they would just brainwash people to get them to willingly join, so they wouldn't want to rebel against them like that. I guess.
yeah, and that's why I there was like something along that. But hearing like knowing the story, like the whole mission with the clone troopers versus stormtroopers is it was an interesting one. I wonder
Yeah,
if we're
for
gonna get
sure.
that within this series, maybe, or a glimpse of the build up for it. But it's for sure, it's for
That's highly
sure. Like
likely though, man. Like that's the cool thing I love with this series overall is like all the political intrigue and everything that we can get into with this particular series. The possibilities are endless, man, and there's a lot of stuff that they could flesh out and build up with the Empire and stuff like that. That doesn't have to necessarily contradict anything. So there's a lot of room to explore a lot of great new ideas and aspects that we never really had time to explore before. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
that's the beauty of this show, and I am just so freaking excited at this the potential, man, and just overall where this thing is gonna go. You know what I'm saying? It's just really dope, man. I'm really, really enjoying this series, man. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I wanted to point out specifically that we didn't mention yet in the episodes here before we get more into our speculation for the next one and speculation for the rest of the series, but I don't think there's anything else I wanted to mention. Is there anything else you wanted to point out or mention? Oh yeah, one thing: the action scene when they're getting cornered by those guys before they make their escape over to
oh
go get
yeah,
Cyril. That whole entire sequence was so fucking well done, and I still
that
can't tell if it was practical fully or CGI or a mixture of both. But the way that was executed was so well done and so damn cool looking, man. Like
yeah, I have to agree with that.
it's such a phenomenal job of what they're doing with this freaking series, man. It is phenomenal what they're doing on a technical level, man. But is there anything else you wanted to point out, dude, before we kind of speculate for the rest of the season here?
Let's see. We did the introduction of Andor pretty much killing the two officers, and it builds up to pretty much Andor and the relationship with Bix, and along
Yeah,
with
his
that,
relationship with Bix and Marva, taking him in, being pretty much his surrogate mother and all that. And just
mhm.
yeah, man.
I
Yeah,
think we pretty much touched bases. I'm trying to remember
on the
like
major stuff.
the major stuff because like a lot of the episodes was like episode one. It was like kind of like building up the world of pretty much
Mm-hmm.
where Andor is at the current moment,
Yeah, just a kind of
and
day in their life sort of deal.
yeah, and episode two kind of escalated that one with
Yeah.
pretty much is kind of like them finding that device that's like untraceable and or they become untraceable or they become undetectable. That was huge for Luthen's small group and stuff like that, going building up to the rebellion, making the rebellion.
Right.
They had that. They're going to go for that. The young officer kind of. I think we pretty much just covered like because we pretty much discussed like the whole built up of them of Andor and Luthen pretty much escaping, and then them Andor kind of saying his goodbyes to everybody pretty much within the planet,
Yep.
and him going off to the new Avengers with Luthen, and
Like
I
he ain't
guess
gonna be
pretty
able to
much
come
go to
home
the
now.
team. Yeah, because at that point, I think with that when that general officer gets back, who is meeting with the Empire,
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna be sending over the Empire over there as new station officers for them to be under control and stuff like that.
All
So
right.
I feel like that's gonna be it because like a lot of people end up dying. There was like a guy who died on the freaking ship who blew up against the building. There was at least a good amount of people who died in that warehouse scene. So there was like multiple casualties. So I'm pretty sure like they'll send like some Imperials out there to control the whole manor and stuff like that. So
Right.
I think that's what's probably going to lead up to episode 4 because I think the Bix's character, she's gonna Bix.
Yeah, she's
She's
gonna be
gonna
going through some stuff, man, for sure. But it's gonna be interesting to see where that character goes from here.
yeah. So it's gonna be interesting to see how the Empire is pretty much with of going to a new area to really pretty much uh, show it under control, kind of pit martial law against everybody within the whole city or within the whole planet under the Empire
Right.
control and stuff like that. So we might see something like a glimpse of that, of them kind of like getting prepped for it and getting ready for having the Empire to take full control over authority wise and stuff like that. So I think that's pretty much wraps up. I'm really trying to think what else, but I
Yeah, I was
think
like, I don't think we missed anything. I think we pretty much hit most of the big points of the 3 episodes, man.
yeah,
I think we pretty
yeah.
much recapped most of the big stuff, man. But yeah, man, since we hit all the big stuff, any big characters or anything like that that I think we could see down the line, man. K2SO, do you think we're gonna see him in this
K2SO.
first season, or do you think that's a season 2 character right there because they're gonna be moving forward in the timeline a bit, and it might be too early for him because he's still got his little droid B2EMO, so he might not be ready for a new guy yet. But you think we're gonna see the K2SO guy pop in here? He's one of my
Prob-
favorite new droids up in this thing.
he's probably going to be like, he's probably for sure going to be towards the like the end of it, like or maybe like the at the middle part, like the halfway point for the throughout the
For this
series.
first season.
Yeah, because I could see them like kind of like establishing like within the next couple of episodes of figuring out like what they want to build as a team, and then they start doing the recruiting process, and then that's when we find KSSO, K2SO,
Yeah,
K2SO.
K2SO. Yep.
Yeah, having him being there and recruiting him and being part of the group, and then we're slowly gonna get members over time to join the new formed rebellion and kind of go underway from there.
Yeah, bam. Before they even have a name, y'all. Trademark pending.
Yeah.
Don't you get no ideas, y'all. I'm watching it. I'm
Yeah.
watching it now.
But where do you think he might be showing up if you're
I'm
predicting
gonna
this?
go with a bold prediction. I don't think we're gonna see him until season 2.
So season 2?
Yeah, because they said that this one's gonna cover the first, I think, 2 to 3 years of his life. So I think it's the first 2 though. So I think the next one's gonna jump forward in time quite a bit. So I think season 2 we're gonna see him in that next season. I think that's gonna be like a big part of him getting that as being a part of the rebellion or running into that type of droid on a mission. You know what I'm saying? Because it is technically an Imperial droid that he did reprogram to work in his favor.
Yeah. So we could definitely see something like that. For
I
season 2,
really hope
towards
they set that
episode
up.
1.
They have to, right? Like that'd be a great
Yeah.
episode to get that whole tie-in, get Alan Tudyk back in the role, and get him back up in there doing his thing. I would really very much enjoy that, man.
Is he confirmed to pop up within the series for Andor for season 1?
No, he's not. He's
No.
not confirmed on IMDb or anything like that. Just rumored right
Okay.
now. So that's why I'm like, it can go anywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. That'll be interesting. I think I'll like him season 2 if anything. We can just focus on Andor with in his earlier
That's
years,
kind
kind
of
of
what
like
I feel like is the direction they're heading in. But I mean, I could be totally wrong, man. You never know.
yeah, yeah. It can easily go either way, especially with it being this early because there's a total of 13 episodes. Was it 13 episodes or
12, I believe.
12?
Yeah,
Yeah,
12, I
they
believe.
so there's like a lot of pretty much time to fill within each episode to fill in for characters being introduced, old characters that we see in Rogue One, or new characters we'll probably see that we never got to see in Rogue One, um, throughout the series. So
Right.
it'll be pretty interesting to see what they're gonna go about with introducing characters and stuff like that.
Hell yeah, man. It's gonna be cool to see, dude. But let's see. I don't think there's any other characters I'm speculating on. Maybe towards the end of the season, we might see like a Harrison Dula or something like that. You know what I mean? You might see a Kanan. You never
Yeah.
know, man. You never know. But I think that pretty much wraps up the episode overall. So, what are you gonna give a ranking for the first 3 individual episodes if you have to rank it, and where your
First
show is
three.
at for you, kind of on a 1 to 10 scale overall right now? Because like I said, we're gonna kind of do that grading scale like we were talking about before we went on air. We're
Oh,
gonna kind of do it at like a level, and then it has to kind of go up or go down. You know what I mean? I think that's kind of fun for the
I'll
TV shows.
yeah, I'll give it a solid.
Even if you want to do a percentage, that's fine too.
Yeah, because I'm like stuck between 7 or 7.5.
Yeah, so you could do it. You could do a percentage if you want for like the overall series, but for the episode ranking, do whatever you want.
I'll do like a 7.5. I'll do a solid 7.5 for it as a start.
I
And
feel you,
then,
man. I'm gonna go with the 8. I'm very, very much enjoying the hell out of this so far, man. Other than a little bit of slow, uneven pacing in the second episode, I don't have any major complaints with this series at all, which is great to say as a Star Wars fan, man. You know, we could be picky as Star Wars fans. Y'all know the deal out there, man. But, you know, we always want to go in with that good positive energy and that optimism that they're going to create and do something cool, man. We know we got Saw Gerrera in the corner of the screen over there.
hmm
He's going to be popping up in this thing. I'm not sure which episode, but it'll be cool to see. I'm going to go ahead and guess between episodes like maybe like 5 and 6, probably around that halfway point. We'll see Saw Gerrera. But it's going to
Okay.
be cool to see, man. So many great potential for this overall series. And I think I'm going to go, yeah, I'm going to go 8. Yeah, I'm going to go 8,
I
man.
think eight, like seven, between 7 and 8 is
Yeah, I'm
like
going to go like
very,
8.
it's
Yeah,
very
8 out of
good.
10 for me right now, where
I
it's
think
at.
eight's like pretty solid.
Yeah, man, and if it gets any better than this, then holy shit,
Yeah.
Mandalorian, you got a little bit of a run for your money. But if it stays at this consistent speed, then it's right there, right along with right up there with Mandalorian, though, for sure. This is one of the
hmm
better Star Wars projects of all time. I think we're gonna be in for something real special, guys. But what
Oh, for
says
sure.
you? Let us know in the comments. We want to discuss it with you guys. Hit us up on the social media, anywhere, any way you can. Let us know what you thought about the first 3 episodes of Andor. Are you a huge Star Wars fan? Are you kind of casual? Let us know. Are you been a little bit what's the word? Frustrated, a little bit jaded, and a little bit pessimistic towards Star Wars. I think this is going to be something for you if you're looking for something fresh, a little more mature. If you're in our age bracket, if you're a little bit on the younger side, I think you could still enjoy this. But for people with kids, this may not be for 6-year-old Timmy or 7-year-old Tammy. You know what I'm saying? You might not want to show it to the really, really young kids. But I think around double-digit age, I think the kids can get into this series for sure. It's not way over the top mature. They can handle
hmm
someone getting shot with a laser if they're playing GTA or freaking Call of Duty. All right. So
Right.
I think it's definitely something you can show kids, but not like little kids. But I think double digit age kids I think could definitely dig this thing, man. And we want to hear from you guys also. If there's any movies, TV shows, anything like that, you got any recommendations, hit us up on our social media. Hit us up on here in the comments below, man. We would love to get into it, man, depending on what the movie, TV series, depending on if we can fit it into our schedule, man. We will get depending on when we can fit it in, we are definitely going to fit it in. But let us know if you have any recommendations, anything you'd like to see us cover on the channel. If we're feeling it, we definitely can discuss it. I'm actually going to be dropping a review for Samurai Jack pretty soon
Oh,
here. We have that recommendation. I'm going to let you have to catch that video and watch that episode to see who actually requested that one and to get all the latest and greatest updates on that. We're going to do all 5 seasons, so make sure you stay tuned for that. We're going to spread that out throughout the rest of the year. So it's gonna be a good time, man. Let me see. Oh yeah, before I forget, we got a goal right now. We're trying to get to the next 10 subscribers, y'all. We're just trying to get to that 70. We're trying to get 70 subscribers before the end of the year, guys. We're just trying to grow slowly but surely and keep this community growing and building. And we want to hear from y'all. Let us know what you want to see on the channel. And we love and appreciate every single one of you 60 subscribers. We're going to keep on pouring in that passion, guys, because we do this for you. We do this for the fun, and we do this for the culture, man. And it's always a blast. Yeah, man. Anything I'm forgetting about mentioning, Skips, before we sign off, man?
No, keep on following us throughout the series that we got. Like,
yeah, every week we're doing recaps, y'all.
Doing recaps on the weekly of multiple other different shows. And then also coming up in October, there is a lot of content coming out for the spooky season with Kenny and with our other friends as well. So
you better guard your Halloween candy, get your candy corn, get your pumpkin spice lattes. You know what I'm saying? Grab your horror movies. It's time, y'all. Spooky season, man. Whole new it's gonna be a whole redesigned backdrop. We got so much content coming, man. Make sure you don't stay up too late watching it. You might not be able to sleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. This is your season, Kenny. This is
hell yeah, it's my time. When's it gonna be my time? It's freaking Halloween time, baby. Spooky season right around the corner, man. Right around the corner. The only one I'm gonna tease you with. The only one. The only one I'm gonna tease.
Which one?
Obviously, we're going to get into Halloween Ends in October. Y'all know the deal. But Rob Zombie's got a movie called The Munsters, and it is technically in the horror genre. So we're going to be talking about it. It's going to be a fun train wreck ride. I don't know, but it's going to be a lot of fun. But make sure you guys are subscribed, man. You don't want to miss. We got a lot of really fun content we're doing for Halloween. And we're going to be hitting up Xmas, too. We ain't forgot about Christmas at the end of the year. We got plans for that, too. So
some talks.
Don't sleep on any of it, man. We got a lot of great stuff. Most definitely, man. But until you guys see us next time, stay safe out there. And like my boy Skips like to say, I'm going to steal this one. Keep a strong, positive mindset. And make sure you don't touch that dial, man. And hit us up. Treat us as your after show. Every week. Weekly recaps. We're hitting all the TV shows right now. Don't miss it. And until then, peace out. Much love. And we'll see you on the next one, y'all.
Peace.